We will spend 1 hour to understand the techniques of building confidence. How many of you are confident in swimming? Quite a few. Good. Confident of swimming across the sea. How much is your confidence level? How much? Have you ever tried? Across the sea? Good. Very good. Which sea? Good. Wonderful. So you have already experienced. So you know the basic quality for having confidence? Experience. And when I asked a few people only raised their hands, others did not. Because probably you don't know swimming. Is it not? So the first criteria to have confidence is knowledge. Second criteria is experience. That's enough. So the class is over. How many of you can climb the ladder? Good. I did not tell you the ladder of 1,000 steps. Have you seen the Spider-Man climbing yesterday? Spider-Man climbing on the building? Yesterday in CNN that was being covered. You can just walk on the wall. So if you have capability, you will be able to do, provided you have skill, you have knowledge about swimming. You can drive well, you can drive on the road. You don't know driving? You don't know driving? Cycle? But once it comes to motorbike? Yes. Any street? There is no problem? Okay. Because you know you are confident. Because Hyderabad has got very bad traffic. Once you learn driving in Hyderabad, you can drive anywhere in the world. Is it not? So once you start experiencing things, you will feel more confident in doing things. And many of you wanted to become engineers. How many of you are confident enough that you will become engineer tomorrow? Yeah, quite a few. Because becoming BTech is very easy today. Is it not? There are a lot of colleges. Any buffalo can get inside. And you will come out with a degree of BTech. It's not very difficult. It only matters whether in 5 years or in 10 years. Some people will take 10 years, some people will finish in 5 years. That's only difference. Do you pray generally? Do you pray? Yeah. By mistake, if God appears in front of you, what do you ask? Whoever wants to answer, please raise the hand and then answer. If you want to talk to each other, please get out of this place. If God appears in front of you, what do you ask? What do you ask? So God appears in front of you while praying, what do you ask? Some problem with hearing? Okay, English is a problem? No problem. Okay, it's not English, it is Manglish, Malayalam mixed English. Okay, you are comfortable with that. Okay. Tell me, what do you ask? You don't want anything. You will say, I did not call you, please go back. What do you ask? If God appears in front of you, what do you ask? You never thought about it. Because your belief is God will never come. You are confident that God is not going to come. Is it not? But by mistake, that's why I said by mistake, if God appears, what do you ask? Yeah. Yeah, that's because you believe our country is very poor. That's a false information. Our country is the richest country in the world. If half of the women in India, middle class women, from the ornaments which they have, half of that if they donate, and if there is somebody who can collect it, and they can buy whole USA today. We are that rich. You know the property in most of the other countries, let it be Europe, let it be Oman. The Oman, we have got a large land, 2/3 of Oman is owned by an Indian. 2/3 of Oman is owned by an Indian. Okay, most of the country we have got lot of land with Indians. So we are very, very rich. Once upon a time when we had kings who were taking bath, when they go for bath, there used to be donkeys to carry the dress and ornaments. That ornament is enough to buy Washington DC totally today. We were that rich. And even today we are rich because all of you are wearing full dress. You go to US, all of them don't even have money to buy. I had been to Austria, Europe, Austria, for an official visit. And then the chief of that company called me for a dinner. Then I said, yes, fine. Then I asked him, what do you... Then he says that his wife can cook chapati. I said, fine, because few days we had only bread. In Europe, most of the places you see only bread, nothing else. We don't have variety of things. Bread in different shapes. And then he asked me, what do you eat? I said, chapati, fine, wonderful. He was also thrilled, And then he asked me, how many chapatis you will eat? Then I said, depends on the taste. It's a good chapati, I will eat 6 or 7. If it's not good, I don't eat anything. But then we bargained together and come to a conclusion that he can prepare 2 chapati for me. Then he asked me, what sabji you will have? You have to specify every item because they are very poor. They only prepare what exactly you require. They don't prepare more. They don't prepare less. When you call somebody at your home, will you ask your guest what do you eat? Will you ask how much rice you will eat? 150 grams. In India, our marriages, we have got generally the poorest of the poor also will prepare 36 curries. Is it not? When we call 400 people, we will prepare food for 1,000 of them. Are we not rich? So we are rich. Don't ask that. Okay? The God will disappear from that. Okay? What do you ask? He is a Kshatriya. That is why he wants richness. Kshatriya will always look for the power of the land. And money will be required by Vaishya. So he is a mix of Kshatriya and Vaishya. Tell me, what is that you will ask? Pardon? Your future. Go to an astrologer. God doesn't know his own future. God is in big trouble. He doesn't know what's going to happen to him tomorrow. What is that you will ask? What is that you will ask when God appears in front of you? Yeah. world to be peaceful. The whole world to be peaceful, you must be peaceful first. So you will request peace. How many of you want peace? You will get only peace, nothing else. You will get only peace, nothing else. What else you want? If you don't want peace, what is that you want? Pardon? You will get only peace, something else. What is that you want? She wants happiness. How many of you want happiness? Somebody wants peace, somebody wants happiness. What is that you want? When you have happiness, peace is guaranteed. When you have peace, happiness is not guaranteed. So which is higher? Happiness is higher. Are you happy? I am hearing yes and no. You are not happy. So you are both happy and unhappy in your life. You cannot have permanent happiness. If you have money, some people think you can have happiness. So many people think that if you have money, you can be happy. Do you think when you have good education, and you are all students, you are supposed to ask God, I want more education. But none of you are good students. That's why you never wanted education for it. When God appears in front of you, if you are a good student, what is that you should ask? Education. And you never asked that. So that means education is not in your mind. Those who wanted to talk, please get out of this place. I must have visited more than 100 schools in Hyderabad itself. And I keep on telling if I have got a bad experience from one place, that school is very bad, that college is very bad. I have very less experience of bad institutions. I will tolerate a little bit. I am very good to people. But if you don't have interest, please get out of this place. No restrictions from my side. Okay? I am trying to build up a subject of confidence. But if I get disturbed, I will not be able to make you happy. Try to be serious in life. When a student does not require education, that means you are not supposed to be called as students. The only difference between an animal and a human being, no animals will sit like this, no animal will give lecture. That's the only difference. Human beings have the capability to get education. We can learn. That's why Vivekananda says, education is for man-making. Once you get more educated, you are getting closer to human being. The quality of human being is being human. That's the best quality. Being human is the quality of human being. Getting educated is the quality of human being, because ahara, nidra, bhaya, maidunani, samani, chaitani, lanam, pashunam, nanam naranam, adigo vishesho, nane bihina, pashubis samana. Ahara, nidra, bhayam, maidunam. Maidunam is sex. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maidunani, samani, chaitani, lanam, pashunam. Nranam is human being, Pashu is animal. Both are equal for human being and animal, all these qualities. Jnanam naranam adhiko vishesho. Extra for human being is knowledge. Jnane vihina pashubis samana. If you don't have knowledge, you are equal to an animal. So every day before going to bed, you must ask yourself, ask your parents, ask your neighbors, ask your relatives, every one of them to take a stock. Did they learn anything on that day? Today before going to bed, ask yourself, did you learn anything today? The answer is yes. But ask every one of us, should ask ourselves throughout our life, did we learn anything today? If the answer is yes, raise your hands, take it up, take your hands up, take it back, and then say well done. Because one more day you are a human being. If the answer is no, there are many days we don't learn anything, right? Many days we don't learn anything. Then take your hand up. Take it up. Raise it up. Take it on your head. Na karma. Because that day you are an animal. You can decide which animal you are. But you are an animal on that day. So when we live in this world for many years we will live as a human being. But many more years we live in this world as an animal. So it's not good. So when we live in this world, we must live for education. If we don't learn, the life is going to be useless after some time. So try to learn, but learning will never give you happiness. Learning will never give you fame. Learning will never give you money. But with the learning, you can achieve money, you can also become famous, and you can become happy. Therefore, education is essential, and that is one extra thing human being have. But most of the time, getting educated will reduce our confidence in many of the things. Most of the time that's what happens. As a small child, at year 1, you start climbing on small steps. A 1-year-old boy will start climbing on the step if they be allowed on the ground. And we were all like that. We start climbing on the step. What the mother will say? Don't climb, you are going to fall. Is it not? Whenever we wanted to do something, the parents, the teachers, and most of them will say, don't do it. If you don't try climbing, how do you learn climbing? The parents will tell, don't drive the vehicle, you will meet with accident. So the first lesson for being not active comes from our own parents. Don't run, you will fall. Every parent must have told the children. Don't run, you will fall. How sure they are that you are going to fall? But the same parents, if they want to have something to purchase from the shop, they will say, go run and get it. That time you don't fall or what? They said, don't drive vehicle, don't drive the cycle, it's too busy, you will meet with accident. But when they want urgently some items to purchase, they will say, please go in bicycle and get it. Because most of the people are too selfish in their own activities and they don't know what they are saying. You know, a monkey can jump 56 feet from one tree to another tree. You must see National Geographic channel or get into National Geographic magazine. You will see nice pictures in monkey jumping 56 feet. And we are supposed to be the next higher animal than monkeys. Therefore, we must be able to jump at least to 57 feet. But can we? We can't. Why? Because we are not trained doing that. That's the only difference. We are not trained doing that. We can do many things. I am not trying to say that we can do that, but we are not trained doing many of the things. We feel we are the greatest animal in the world, the best animal in the world, but we are not greater than a small ant. A small ant carries more than 10 times of its own weight. But any one of us can carry more than 10 times weight of our own weight? No, we can't. So whether an ant is better or we are better? Ant is better, so we are not better than an ant. We believe that we have got a good eye, good vision. No, there are many animals who can see better than us. There are many animals who can hear better than us. If you take parameter by parameter, most of the animals have got one or other capability better than us. We are from Department of Space and we have got what? Rocket launching, trajectory motion, right now? And we believe we know how to compute. If missile has to be launched one place, we know where it will go and fall. But generally if you do that computation, instead of falling somewhere, it will fall somewhere else. Luckily we are testing only in the sea. Therefore wherever it falls, it is in zero. So no problem. But you have seen a squirrel jumping from one banana tree to another banana tree? There will be a banana plantain leaf, the squirrel will go and the plantain leaf will start swinging. The platform itself is swinging. and then it will go back, it will do some computation its own method, and after some time it will just jump, and that other plantain leaf on which it will land, that also will start swinging, and it can balance well and then start running. So a squirrel knows much more trajectory motion than normal physicist knows. Even Kalam doesn't know that well. It's fact. Most of the animals, what is the knowledge it has? It has got big knowledge. And it has got lot of confidence. Why it is able to jump? Because it has confidence in it. We have knowledge, but we don't have confidence. We don't do anything naturally. Whatever we feel like doing, we start thinking, if I do this, what will happen? If it becomes a mistake, what is going to happen? So most of the time we don't venture into taking trials. How many of you will cook at home? Only one cook, very good cook. Yeah. None of you learn cooking? You don't know how to make sambar? You don't know? Very bad. You should learn. When I was in 8th class, I know cooking. I make good sambar. The earlier class was national integration, right? No? National integration. Sambar is the best example for national integration. The dal comes from which state? You just find out. Okay? Dhania powder, mirchi, water, gas, bartan, dal, all, each and every element in that sambar comes from different parts of India. So when you are cooking at home, you are doing a national integration. So in life, we must learn everything. If you don't learn cooking, tomorrow when you wanted to cook, what you don't have? An experience in cooking, therefore you will not be able to cook well. You are not confident of doing a job because you don't do that. So in life, every point, you have lot of information. You know what are all the requirements for making something. The data is available to you. And you learn it through a textbook. That becomes your knowledge. But knowledge is not enough to use it into practice. You know a car has got an accelerator, brake, clutch, steering, everything. You know what is to be done to stop the vehicle. You know what is to be done to speed up the vehicle. You know what is to be done for changing the gear. Everything you know. It has to be turned right to take the vehicle turned right. That's fine. But that's only knowledge. Unless you use it, that does not become your skill. To perform anything, you require three things. To perform any activity, you require three things. First is skill, knowledge. Turned into practical application is called skill. You require skill. Second important thing is you should have opportunities to do. I know swimming, but I have no opportunity to swim. No water around. How do I swim? I know driving, but I don't have a car. How do I drive? So it's essential to have opportunity, and also you should have skill. But both will be there for many people. You will have skill, you also have opportunities. But still you will not drive if you don't have attitude, motivation. So most essential part in having any performance is you should have attitude or motivation. And if you have attitude to do a job, that most of the content in the attitude or motivation is confidence. We have sufficient knowledge. We have an opportunity to present your knowledge. But many people are scared. Why you are scared? Lack of confidence. Can you give a public speech in front of 20,000 people on any topic which you know? Why? Why you cannot? Just because lack of confidence. I'll ask you a simple question. How many years you are carrying your pen with you? For last 10 years minimum, you have pen with you. How many of you can talk about the pen for half an hour? How many of you can talk about the pen for half an hour? None of you. If you can, you raise your hand. None of you? Good. I will start bargaining now. How many of you can talk about pen for 10 minutes? If you can, raise your hand, stop. Yeah, only one person. Good. Give him a big clap. You don't know even to clap. When I lift my hand, you clap. When I put it down, you stop. Okay? Let me see how much mark you will get for clapping. I will give 20 marks. Not even pass mark. Let me see how good you can clap. Do well. 40 marks. Do it well with full devotion. I am not asking for me. I am asking for him, your own colleague. Okay? Do it well. Yeah, 60 marks. Fine. That's enough. Pass mark. First class mark. When I asked you to clap, did you clap in the same style in the beginning? Why? You can do things, but you don't do it. You have to be repeatedly persuaded to do. Please do it. You see, in the classrooms, the teacher will go on request you. Please listen, please listen. They are like beggars. Most of the teachers are beggars. They will say, please listen, no. You know why? Because they know that none of the students are listening to them. You will sit in the class, but you don't listen to the class. The teacher will talk about Tolstoy, you are thinking about Chiranjeevi. That's what happens. Your concentration is not there. Whatever you do, you should do it with full devotion, full strength. That's more essential. Can you get 100% mark in clapping? Let me see. Fine, try. Good. That's how it is. Clapping is very powerful. You can make rain. You know how to make rain out of clapping? Just clap with one finger like this. Very fast, very fast. Yeah, it's raining, but it's Hyderabad rain. You want Kerala rain? Sure. Yeah, that's Kerala rain. So you can do many things with your own power, but single person cannot do what multiple people can do together. So he can talk about pen for 10 minutes. How many of you can talk about pen for 2 minutes? Yeah, 20% of them. Fine. Can't you talk about pen to your friend for 10 minutes? I just asked, can you talk about the pen for 10 minutes? You said no. Only one person can talk about pen for 10 minutes. I did not ask you to come here and talk. But you presumed that I am going to call you here, right? No? And therefore you have a stage fear. You feel I cannot do that. Whom do you fear? Anyway, Ramakrishna Math is asking people to remove the chappal before coming here so that you don't throw. Right? No? So I am saved. Nobody is going to throw chappal on me. Whom do you worry? Why do you worry? You are all new people to me and I am not going to meet you tomorrow. Whatever you feel about me, how does it matter to me? Because central government is paying me salary, I have no problem. I am happy. So why should I worry about you? Assume that all of you are my good friends by the end of the class. Why should I worry about you? You are all my friends anyway. Is it not? At home, do you have a problem in presenting whatever you know? No problem. Because they are all your relatives, they are all your friends, they know you are not good. Or they know you are good. Both are possible, right? So either you are good or not good, how does it matter to somebody else? So why do you worry? This is the biggest problem. You have knowledge, but you don't have confidence. How many of you will try for IAS, All India Service? Very few. Good. At least this many people have wanted to try. Why others don't try? Because you feel that I can't get it. Right? You are not interested. You are not interested? Then what do? Get the job and then throw it away. That's what is to be done, right? No? That's a test. It is a test for you to prove that you have capability. It's good. Somebody else should test. Somebody else should test your capability. But people are scared. When you come for examination, people are scared, worried. What's going to happen? You are not worried? You have written sufficient exam, so no problem. If you know everything, you don't have to worry. If you don't know anything also, you don't have to worry. Somewhere in the middle only you have problem, right? Arjuna knows how to fight perfectly well, because he is the best fighter. But when he came in front of his son, uncle, his son, guru, his son, relatives, he said, no, I cannot. That is in Munnabai, MBBS. The doctor says you cannot operate, your hand will shiver like that. Right? The same thing happened to Arjuna, nothing else. And then who came to rescue him? Krishna, Dr. Krishna. Okay? So Dr. Krishna is the first psychiatrist, and the first psychic patient is Arjuna. And he gave nearly 18 chapters of lesson, counseling sessions. And we all learn. I am a psychotherapist. I learned counseling psychology from these lectures only. And at the end, Krishna said, Arjuna says, I don't understand anything what you said. All 18 chapters is waste. And after the war, there was a tea session. And then Arjuna asked Krishna, you were telling something in the battlefield, what is that? It's only 4 cassettes, 2 hours play, why can't you play it again, rewind it and play it again? And Lord Krishna says, you don't require that now. Ananda Shastram Bahu Vedidavyam Alpascha Kale Bahuvascha Vigno. You have only little bit of time in your life and lot of problems in your life, so don't worry about Bhagavad Gita and all that. That's called Uttara Gita. After Gita he has written another Gita. That's the best psychiatric book than Bhagavad Gita. And this problem will be there for most of the people, because you will find reasons for running away from your own duty. He says, if I kill all the Kshatriyas, I have no problem. Krishna, you tell me, I will kill all of them, murder them, just like this. But what will happen to their wives? That's my problem, he says. Krishna says, don't worry, I know how to handle wives. Very good in handling wives. See, the whole discussion you should learn. In each paragraph, the first chapter is the problems of Arjuna. He will find many reasons for running away from his duty, because only one reason, that he has no confidence. He gives lot of reasons. They are my relatives, I cannot fight. They know earlier itself. Did they become relatives overnight? They were relatives yesterday also. And they know that they are going to fight with them. But that does not happen. Because when you lose confidence, you will find reasons for not doing. The day you don't want to write an examination, you will say, I have got severe stomach problem. I cannot go to. Many people will find reasons for not doing something, giving some or other reasons. And when you wanted to present something, the activities will not come to your mind, just because you are in tension. Now let me call upon that person. He is waiting for the chance to talk about pen. Come and talk for pen, about the pen 2 minutes, not 10 minutes. Good. Come. What's your name? Satvik. Satvik. You are real Satvik? Do you eat dead bodies? Do you eat non-veg? No, you are a Satvik. Very good. 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita defines what is a Satvik. Okay, good. What is that you are thinking while coming here?
I thought of some ideas. I was afraid maybe I will fumble, but I'll try.
That's what you thought. You never thought about a pen.
I had already thought about the ideas.
Okay, so 2 minutes you have to present.
I'll try.
Try. Good.
The story of a pen actually starts from the beginning of mankind. Because as soon as man set his foot on earth, he saw some things in nature which he wanted to express. Initially, first came language, of course, because he realized that tongue was the most important thing. Then he wanted some other means so that the facts that he observed in nature or the knowledge that he accumulated should be passed to his future generations. So he started writing with stones on big slabs, sharp stones. Actually, many people think pen means only ink, but actually pen started from those days. Then slowly progress came. Those sharper stones became metals, and due to invention of metal, other refills and all were invented. Therefore, started ink. First ink, then refills. People used to write ink. They had sharp nibs with which they could make impressions on paper. So they used to dip that sharp thing, which we call as nib, into ink, and then they used to make impressions on paper. These impressions were nothing but language which the further generations could read, understand, and then bring the essence of man, what man saw before. Then came refills. Then those refills had to be put into bodies. So like all of us have souls and these souls are put into bodies. Those refills were put into pens which had many shapes, and then came colors. As man knew that there were more colors, he wanted to use more and more colors. He wanted to make his art or his writing more colorful. So he started different color pens, which later were used for other purposes also. Today, mostly a student uses a black or a blue pen, whereas a gazetted officer uses a green pen.
Good. What is the title you gave for this? Now you gave some presentation. What is the title you can give for that?
The life story of pen.
The life story of pen. What the title can be given for this 2 minutes presentation? Life story of pen. But what did I ask? What was my requirement? What did I ask him to talk? About the pen. But what did he speak? You know the difference? You know the difference, you know? Most of the time what happens is, it's good, he has done a wonderful job. Assume that they ask you to draw the Vivekananda's picture and then give a paper to you. You draw only the turban, nothing else. How does it look? You draw only the turban, nothing else. I am asking somebody to draw a dog, but you draw only the tail. You understood? When you talk about a subject, what are the different aspects which you should consider? Whenever you wanted to make a presentation on something, prepare thoroughly, very, very elaborate, thinking about different aspects, and condense it to the time given to you. That's more important. How do you do that? For any activity, you need the data, you need information, and you must put it into a frame. That frame could be 2000 lines if it is an essay. The frame could be a 1 hour presentation if it is a class. If you are going for a competition, it could be 2 minutes. It could be 5 minutes. But in that, you must put all the different aspects. It's very difficult to put in 2 minutes all the aspects. But I just wanted to know which are all the points which you will touch. So if you want to think in a different direction, it happens to generally engineers, physics, maths. When people talk about a topic, we know which background they like. What's your liking, which subject you are going to. Assume that the same thing is asked to a history student. He will use the word history many times. He will say the history of pen starts with. Assume that he is a linguistic person. He will start with anecdote, telling that mightier than something is there. Yeah. So you know the problem. So he will start with the problem. Assume that you are an engineer. You will start talking about how the manufacture. That's why he talks more about manufacturing. The technology is important. So when you talk about any item, you are not talking to a single group of people. You are talking to a larger audience. So whenever you want to present an item, draw a circle. If you have a paper, draw a circle there. And you make it a sun. You know how to make sun in the LKG, UKG, right? You draw a circle and then make a sun. And in the center of the circle, you write a pen. And each ray, you start writing different aspects of pen. What could be the aspects? You have covered a wonderful aspect. What is that? History of pen. And you also touched upon technology of pen. So one ray could be history, second ray, how it got evolved, that also you have touched upon, right? No? So evolution of pen, history of pen, evolution of pen, then technology of pen, what else could be there? The uses of pen, then colors of pen, then types of pen, then so each many rays are there. Each ray you have to fill it up. What are the other things? As a production, it's a business. As a marketing, the pen as a symbol. So many people will use. If you have Parker, you know he's a rich man. Is it not? So the pen which people use will make him to know that this man is from a rich family or a poor family. It's a symbol, status symbol. Pen as a gift. Pen as a hobby. There are many people who collect a lot of different types of pen. Pen as a hobby. Then, what else? Only this much? There are creative uses of pen. Some people will use it. You go to Monta market, you see the business people, they will use for different purpose. Some people will use it for scratching. Some teachers will use it for throwing. So creative uses of pen can be different. So try to think different aspect of any item when you wanted to present. How many minutes you can talk about pen now? How many items you can cover? You just think about it. Is it not? For each item 2 minutes, 20 minutes is not a problem for you. So you have 10 items with you. How many minutes you can talk about pen? Half an hour? How many of you can talk about pen for half an hour? Raise your hands if you can. I'm not going to call you here, don't worry. Talking with the different content, so I'm sure you can do more. So for any topic, try to be creative. Don't worry about what others think about you. A person will get recognition when you think divergent. When you think divergent, you will have lot of opportunities in front of you. When you think you're single-minded, only on a narrow point, then you will lose confidence because you have nothing to say. The data will not come. When you have lot of data, you feel lot of confidence. You should have lot of information with you, then you feel confident. If you don't have information, you have a problem. If you don't have information, you have a problem. But if you have a lot of information, you have no problem. Assume that you are left here and then asked to go home. Do you worry about going home? Because you know Hyderabad. But assume that you are not in Hyderabad, some other city. And you are just landed in that place and you are staying in a hotel and you have been shifted from there, say 18 kilometers far. Then from there you have to go back. Don't you have a fear inside? You will, because you don't know the city. So if you have knowledge, you will not have no fear, and therefore that means you have a lot of confidence. Sometimes having knowledge loses confidence. Sometimes not having knowledge is also a problem. And whenever we have a problem, and people face problems, bad experiences, lose confidence. Assume that you have a lot of failures in your life. Whenever there is an exam, you have failed many times. But when examination comes, you will not have confidence. So sometimes experience also will make you not to have confidence. First we started telling if you have experience, you will have confidence. But bad experiences will reduce your confidence. If you have good experience, you will have confidence. Assume that you are a good driver, you know how to drive perfectly well. But once you met with an accident, then second time for driving, you will have tension inside. And whenever you have a problem in you, you will have lot of tension, lot of worries, and that keeps you reducing your confidence. So what reduces your confidence? Problems in life. The problem can be anything. The problem can be your worry. When you are getting worried, actually you are in a problem. Where are you? You are in a problem. Where are you? You are in a problem. So when you look at outside, what do you see? Only problem. So you can see no solution. So what you should do? Never get inside a problem. Don't say you are in a problem. But generally people will say you are in a problem. I am in a problem. If I have to be in a problem, whether I am bigger or problem is bigger? Is there any problem in our life which is bigger than us? We are bigger than problem, right? No? So don't use the word I am in a problem. Say always problem is in me. Where is the problem? Problem is in you. So where is the problem? Problem is in you. Why you don't have confidence? Because the problem is in you. Very simple. If you have some problem in you, what do? Reduce that, dilute it. How do you dilute your problem? Take one bottle of water, drink. Okay? If that is not enough, still you have lot of problem, take one more bottle. Don't take the other bottle, okay? Take bottle of water. Take glasses of water. Drink sufficient water, 2-3 liters of water. And then go to toilet, flush it out and come out and say no problem. So what do you say? No problem. The word no problem will give you lot of confidence. Only there is one chanting for getting lot of confidence, that's no problem. What do you say? No problem. The mother tells you don't drive, you will hit somebody. You say no problem. Because what you are going to do? I am going to hit somebody. Okay? When you drive, you hit somebody. And then tell him no problem. And then he will hit you back. Then say no problem. You know you have a new vehicle, wonderful, good vehicle, just came out of the showroom. While driving, you will be scared because if there is a small scratch, you are in tension. So when you have a scratch, you say no problem. And never get it repainted. If you are driving scooter or motorbike or car and you hit somewhere, it has got lot of dent, the whole vehicle looks very bad, then that gives you lot of confidence because you can hit many more times. Don't repair it, then you will have problem. If you repair it, your tension will rise. Assume that you got it repainted and then once you take out of the showroom again, still tension will come. So don't repair anything in your life. That gives you a lot of confidence. Okay? Now when you get into bus stop, you are going somewhere and you reach the bus stop. Generally you will have tension whether the bus left or not, right? No? Once that bus goes and you did not get the bus, you must be very happy. When you miss a bus, be happy. Why? When you miss a bus, you can catch any more buses. When you miss a bus, you have many more buses to catch. You can get into any other bus. But once you get into a bus, you miss many buses, which is good. When you miss a bus, you get many buses. But once you get into a bus, you miss many buses, which is good. You have more options. So once you miss a bus, you must be very happy. Okay? So don't get tension. You reach the bus stop at the right time, quite early. That's essential. But once you miss a bus, don't worry about it. You must have stress. You must reach the place at the right time. But once you miss it, don't worry about it. Just before examination, you should study everything possible. But once you are in the examination hall and you are not able to write anything, don't worry. No problem. Keep writing whatever you know. There are some question papers which says that write only 5 answers. Answer only 5 questions and 10 questions will be given. Why do you leave other questions also? Write all the 10, no? Let the teachers read them. Let them also read, no? Do we have to pay extra money? Is there any extra charge for additional paper? It's a nice chance, wonderful chance to you to write examination. So keep on writing exams. Once you fail in exam, it's a wonderful chance. Again you can write. Is it not? So don't worry about examinations in your life. Don't worry about anything in your life. When you go back home, assume that on the table there is a glass. A crystal glass, wonderful, nice glass. Once you are just moving beside that, your hand got struck onto that and the water falls and the glass breaks. But you have only listened the class, your mother did not listen the class. Mother will give you a class there. You know what the mother will say? Don't you have two eyes? But assume the glass is there, and while mother was walking, the mother got her hand struck there and the glass falls. You know what she will say? Who kept the glass here? Isn't it? So in life, problems cannot be avoided. Any reason will be found out to give bulldozers on you. There will be many reasons for getting bulldozers on us, but accept all of them. Don't worry about all that. Just be cool, calm in your life. Whatever happens, let it happen. You cannot control situations. As it comes, face it. When you are going somewhere, you will have some accident. But if you sitting house also, you can have problems, right? So don't worry about anything in life. Just venture into activities. Don't skip examination thinking that you will not be able to pass the examination. If you pass, good. If you fail, very good. It's a test for yourself. In life, keep a goal. What is that you wanted to be today? You believe that you wanted to become BTech engineers. Don't try to put your target onto some level. Try to keep on raising your targets. Keep the goal higher and higher. Always keep goals higher and higher. Never get satisfied in your life. Don't see that I don't have the capability to become this, become this, become this. You don't know what you will become tomorrow. Whenever you reach a stage, try to look higher. I wanted to become higher than that. Don't try to reduce your goals in life being this is my goal. Try always at a higher and higher goal. Write down your goals in your life. Take a paper, write a heading, goals. Write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't write one goal in your life, because there can be traffic jams. You may not reach there. You may not reach your goals. So try to put 1, 2, 3, 4 goals. And then assess yourself and see how good you are in achieving your goal. Goal number 1. Whether I can reach this, whether I can attain this goal, how confident you are in attaining your goal. Assess yourself. Keep on assessing yourself every month and change your goals. All the time try to change your goals. Then the second option what you should have is, what are the different roles you have in your life? What are the different roles we are playing in your life? What are you? You are a student. How good a student you are? 100% good student? No. Assess yourself and see how much marks you can give for yourself. How much percentage of mark? As a student, 80%, 60%, 20% sometimes. Just see whether you can improve your percentage of mark as a student. Don't worry about the marks which you will get in the examination. But as a student, am I doing everything I am supposed to do? What is the different role which you have? You are a daughter, you are a son, you are a brother, you are a sister, you are a friend, you are a nephew, you are an enemy. So different roles in your life. See for each of the role how much mark you can get. Are you a good daughter? Are you a good son? 100% good daughter? 100% good son? 100% good brother? 100% good sister? How many of you will sleep on your mother's lap? You tell me. Raise your hands. Wonderful. Many people don't even sleep on their mother's lap. And when the mother dies, they will cry. They lose the chance of sleeping on their own mother's lap. For the mother, the kids are kids. Even though you become a scientist or engineer, doesn't matter. When you get a chance to sleep on your mother, you should sleep on your mother. Whenever you have a problem, only one person will give you a lot of courage, and that's mother. And little bit courage will come from the father. Maximum courage, strength is given to us from mother. So whenever you have a problem, go and sleep on the mother's lap. The mother will give you a lot of support. That's why Mahatma Gandhi has written a book, Gita, My Mother. Not Gita, the name Bhagavad Gita was considered as the mother for Mahatma Gandhi. So whenever there is a problem, he goes into Bhagavad Gita, starts reading that, he gets some solutions. And he has given that name because for every problem we have a solution with mother. Our confidence will raise if we have got somebody else to support us in your life. And throughout our life there is only one person who will support, and that's mother. Maybe the mother, the real mother who gave us birth. And if a book is giving you confidence level higher, and that book happens to be your mother, and every friend becomes your close friends, lot of contacts, that's the best confidence which you will have. Assume that you have a friend in any city. When you reach in that city, you will have lot of confidence. Assume you don't have a contact in a place and you want to reach there, you will have no confidence. So try to build up lot of relation with the people. So contact gives you lot of confidence. Experience gives you a lot of confidence. Try to get maximum friends everywhere. Wherever you go, if you have a friend, will you have a problem? So try to get a lot of friends throughout the world, and you have a lot of opportunities today, right? But don't get into bad contacts. I said you have knowledge that gives you confidence. When you have friends who are not good, even getting out of house will become a terrible painful. You will not be able to get out of your house. Because a friend just becomes a bad friend of yours, you will be the biggest enemy. Therefore try to choose good friends, good satsang. If good people around you will give you a lot of confidence. That was the only confidence with which the Pancha Pandavas fought. Only 5 people, but he has got a good friend. Who was the good friend? Sri Krishna. But whereas there are a lot of people with the Duryodhana. But all the time he lost confidence. And then every day he went to his mother. His mother? Gandhari, and then asked, please bless me to become successful. And the mother says, no, I will not bless you. If at least once Gandhari blessed Duryodhana, he could have won the war. The story would have been different. But Gandhari never gave a blessing to Duryodhana. Says, only wherever truth, that only will prevail. And that path only will become successful. Because you are not truthful, you are not going to be successful. She never gave a blessing to Duryodhana on son. And he had a bad friend with him all the time. Shakuni. So see whether Shakuni is beside you. If Shakuni is sitting beside you, finished, you will lose all confidence. So talk to people who gives you positive courage. Assume that before examination, you talk to somebody who is sure of failing examination. Then he will tell you that the examination is very difficult, you are going to fail. Finished. So don't talk to people who have got bad experience. Talk to people who will give you a lot of courage. Talk to people who will positively support you in your activities. That's more important. Okay? So good contact, good friends, having knowledge, not having knowledge, having bad friends. I've given examples for all of them. Now just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Open your eyes. Cross your fingers like this. Take a deep breath by stretching it up. And then hit your neighbor. Rub your eyes. Wash your face when you are at home. Wash your hands, wash your leg. You will feel so cool, calm. And still there are some more tension for you. Take a good bath. That reduces your tension. Okay? And then start afresh every day. With a lot of positive feeling in you that you are very good. You have lot of strength in you. You are so beautiful, so handsome, and so good. So you should have confidence in it. You can feel upset by saying, I am not as tall as Amitabh Bachchan. What is the use? I don't have muscles like Salman Khan. Fine, but I am like this. What can I do with this body? What can I do with this buddhi? What can I do with this consciousness? That's what we should think. So each one of us has got a role to play, and try to play it well. With full effort, whatever we can. Don't try to just clap like this. When you can clap with the full effort. That's what is to be done. Okay? Close your eyes once again. Think all the points what I spoke to you so far. A very fast review. Fast forward all the items what I said. Start thinking about all that what I said for last 1 hour. Just think yourself, what did I say? Where did I begin? Where I am ending? Start thinking about all the points what you learn now. Fine? Just talk to your friend, what did you learn today? Whoever is sitting close by.